Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and another episode on our TL Type-S Project. On the last episode, you see us replace a couple of major components: dashboard, leather seat, steering wheel, shift knob. Man, the interior looked amazing. Andrew did a really good job. So on this episode, we've been talking about it for a little while. We're gonna jump right into the engine bay. John and Miguel is gonna be taking care of all the oil leaks on this car here. We're gonna seal the oil leaks from the very top to the bottom of the engine, including every gasket, every O-ring, and every seal. The car has 150,000 miles and about almost 13 years old. All this gasket and seal make out rubbers. They all kind of get deteriorated. This is a good time for us to just replace everything. So stay with us. We got a lot to cover. That's it. Start it up.
You ready to hear this thing? Sounds like you caught a bunch of birds under the hood.
Hey Miguel, what is that noise?
It's probably either a dry belt or a tensioner not tensioning the belt properly. But all those are going to get addressed and we're going to have this thing running like brand new.
Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and take out all the covers, and then we'll start off with the valve covers, and then we'll work the way down to the engine. Say hi, John.
Hi, John.
Alright guys, so first thing we're going to do is to take out the strut bar to get a little bit more access to the valve covers. After that, we probably will take out the intake box, intake manifold, right Miguel?
Correct.
And then some of the accessory belt, power steering pump, side motor mount, and all that good stuff. And then we go ahead and remove the coil and remove the valve covers.
Okay, so we're getting ready to remove the throttle body. Now there's a gasket between here that you don't want to damage. So we use a trick which we tap on the throttle body here, which separates it without breaking the gasket.
But you do that after the bolts are off, right?
Correct. We pull the bolts, so now we try to separate it. And just like that, the gasket's left here. No damage done. You don't have to replace it.
Alright, so we're getting ready to get the valve cover off. In order for us to get a valve cover off, it's pretty simple. Just got to get a harness out of the way. Ignition coil, and then a few tents, and it should just lift right off. Alright, yep, pretty simple here. 2, 3, 4, and 5 bolts. 10 millimeters.
Look at that, aftermarket. Felpro. Alright, so we got the valve cover off, and it does have a new gasket, but it was still leaking. But this is obviously an aftermarket gasket, probably a Felpro, something like that. Only OEM Honda stuff here for us, baby. So this is what the kit comes with. What does it come with?
Yeah, so this is the new valve cover gasket. This is the OEM spec. We also have the new top grommets that the bolt goes through, and we also have the tube seals. These, yeah, here. And these are the spark plug tube seals. We're going to replace all these as well. And that's what these guys are. Missing bolts all over.
You want to come take a look under here, you can see some of the oil leaks that we got going on. All this engine oil. It's actually a mixture of engine oil and power steering fluid. And this is coming from a seal in between the oil pump and the block. That seal likes to get crispy and leak down, comes down the back of the motor. Some power steering fluid comes down the front. The nice thing is the rear main seal is not leaking, but we're doing the clutch. We're going to change all that at the same time. We have some leak from the valve covers too. We're going to change those while it's up there. And then we got a couple other leaks Miguel's going to tell you about.
Yeah, once we get the subframe out, we notice the rack and pinion is starting to leak as well. We got a torn boot here, you know, signs of fluid. So now's the time to do it. We're going to get the whole power steering hydraulic system sealed up.
Taking off from the very top, timing belt covers and all that. So what we do now is we'll get the crank pulley out, get the lower timing belt cover out, and get to the timing belt. And from there, water pump, and then also get to the oil base, gasket, and also the oil pump.
Now to get the crank pulley off, everyone has problems getting the crank pulley off, but Ingersoll Rand has this really fancy socket that likes to double the torque of anything. So we even use
Double.
Big power.
Time 2.
Maybe a little bit more, who knows, you
Let's
know?
see it.
You just go right on here, our cordless, this thing does work. Want to get a better shot of this? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
All right, Miguel, this thing look pretty interesting. What is that?
So this is the oil filter housing on the J series. Oil filter goes here. It's also a lot more than that. This is where all the Vtec engagement takes place. This is the pressure switch, tells the computer we have oil pressure. The solenoid opens up the valve, sends oil into the head, Vtec engages, and this is where all the magic happens.
Guys, take a look at this. Look how cool that is underneath here. So cool.
Yeah. So this gets a new gasket. We'll clean it up, reinstall it. This thing's gonna pop like you'll never believe. Okay, so these are all the seals that we're gonna use to rebuild the oil pump Vtec housing. Okay, we have the spool valve seal. We have the main screen, and then we also have the O-ring for the pressure switch. So this is how I do it. First thing you want to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to loosen the oil pressure switch. Take that out of there. And this, I always remember that the harness is facing forward. That's just my personal way to remember how it goes back. And we'll pull this off. We're going to separate both pieces. So this is the actual Vtec spool valve, and here's the O-ring that we're going to replace with the new one. This has been flattened out, it's been there for a while, so we're going to put the new one in, clean it up. Another thing too, there's a plunger here. So always want to make sure this guy moves nice and free and it sits back on the spring, because this is what does a lot of the action here. So you want to make sure there's no binding happening there. Once that's good, you can reassemble. switch with the old O-ring. We're going to get rid of that.
Oh, you guys almost done, huh?
Yep, going back together, man.
Oil pressure switch.
Oil pressure switches in.
Hey, Brian, you got a second?
Yep.
Hey, these valve covers we just took out from your vehicle. I mean, kind of got all cleaned up, but look kind of rough, man.
Yeah, can put these in like this. I think we could probably paint them. Probably gonna put some, run down to AutoZone and get something that's similar. Like, what kind of finish original?
Oh, it's kind of like a silver finish.
Right. So I can remove all this gaskets and all this stuff. I probably sand it down, smooth it out of here, and we can go put some paint over it, maybe before we put it back in the car, kind of make it in the factory.
Yeah, just like a regular spray paint. That's what you're gonna be doing.
How hot do these get, Miguel?
Yeah, maybe around 180, 200.
So maybe like a high heat or something, just in case,
Yeah.
so it doesn't bubble. Yeah, I think a high heat probably have better adhesion.
Yeah.
I'll run by AutoZone and pick that up, and then maybe you can go out back with me and we can just kind of
Yep,
put some
pretty
paint on.
interesting to see how it works. Okay,
Cool, I'll
sounds
take it
good.
down. Yeah. Never done one before, but shouldn't be too hard to smooth it out. Take all this stuff out, and we'll put some foam tape where we don't want any of the paint to go. And I think we can make it look real good.
All right, guys. So John's in the process of taking down the oil pan. Just a bunch of 10 millimeter.
And these 17s here
Look
too.
kind of like this over here. There's some 17 millimeters right over here. And an oil pan pretty much held by HondaBond. HondaBond is pretty much a liquid gasket. I think we have it here.
It's on the right over there. Far right. No, right here.
Right in the corner.
Like that. And I was like, all right, guys. So HondaBond. Pretty much everybody know HondaBond, right?
You would think so.
I mean,
Some call RTV, but this is the real stuff.
yeah, some
this
good
is,
stuff there.
Yeah, this is better than any aftermarket RTV.
And they price really reasonable too.
Yeah,
A tube is like
absolutely.
12 bucks.
Yeah.
There's no
It-
reason to use anything else.
It works differently.
In case we'll go ahead and put a part number in the descriptions, but go ahead, it's right over here. Again, HondaBond. One of the best things Honda ever made. All right, guys. So we kind of to avoid a disaster. I mean, we work in a dealership 24/7, and from time to time we kind of forget what we need to do. And before we drop down the oil pan, we just realized that we forgot to drain the oil. What do you say, John?
I say, thank goodness we didn't drop all that oil on the ground.
Yeah, somebody gonna have a good time cleaning the floor.
Yeah. Not me
Won't be
today.
me.
Okay, so this is all gonna get cleaned up. We're gonna get all the soil out. We're gonna clean the surface down. Here, where it mates to the block, is where we're gonna lay our fresh new HondaBond. Once the oil pump's resealed, then back up the pan goes. It'll be like brand new.
No gaskets.
HondaBond for life.
Oh, lifetime warranty.
All right, so the oil pump pretty much has come out with a little pry, just like the oil pan. All right, so this is the back. Pretty much all around this area here is just HondaBond, except the little O-ring over here, as you can see, is completely flattened due to age and wear and tear. And we'll go ahead and get that cleaned up, and get them replaced along with this crank seal.
Same method as you've seen John used on the oil pump. I'm going to do the same thing here on the pan. We're going to get the old HondaBond off, get it ready for new stuff, get it ready to be installed. Okay, so we got it pretty clean. This will need another wash again to get all the, particles out of there, and then we're ready for HondaBond.
All right, guys. Man, John Miguel done a great job taking everything apart, getting everything cleaned up, getting ready for the next episode. If you like the videos, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. On the next episode, my guy's gonna be putting everything back together from the oil pan to the oil pump, putting the timing belt, setting the timing, doing the valve adjustment, and getting the valve cover back from Brian. Brian's gonna finish the valve cover, so we're gonna cover that on the next videos. So, thank you for watching and help us rebuild our community. And we'll see you guys on the next one.